Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang Proyekto Pilipino. Ako po si Leloy Claudio. Kasama ko po, as always, ang puso ng Proyekto Pilipino at ang kaluluwa ng Proyekto Pilipino,
Hindi,
si Father
uy.
Ito Kaluwag. Pero ngayon po si Vads, hindi po siya host, kundi isa pong resource speaker. At ako, i-interviewin ko po siya because I want to talk about Pope Francis as an inspiration for civics. And if you
Okay.
look at yung maraming sinasabi ng mga tao ukol kay Pope Francis, he was a person who was engaged with the world. Um,
Mm, mm.
And I want this discussion to look at Pope Francis as a figure, look at his biography, look at his life, what we can learn from it, but also what we can learn from it bilang bahagi ng Proyekto Pilipino, right? And I think this will be a helpful conversation for Catholics, Christians, and even those who are not of the faith. Because I think Pope Francis was not just a remarkable person within his faith tradition, he was a kind of transcendent figure who
Yeah.
transcended his
Oo.
faith. And so we can all learn something from him. So first, Fads, I guess very basic. How do you feel, Father, ngayon na pumano na po si Pope Francis? And as
Well,
we're talking about this, baka pag nag-air na to, may bago ng Santo Papa.
malamang, di ba, na ano. Actually, alam mo, uh, thank you for that question. Di ba, yung, um, actually, alam mo, Leloy, siguro mga the day or two after, I felt down kasi partly, no, partly maybe just personal context. Prior to his death, tatlo yung sunod-sunod na malapit kong kaibigan na matay within a span of a week and a half. Tapos
Pakiramay
si
po.
Pope Francis, no? So, but after that, I noticed medyo down yung pakiramdam ko in my work for Caritas Philippines. Kasi inspired ako to work for Caritas kasi it was a genuine opportunity for me to help build the Philippine church into
Mhm.
a church for the poor and of the poor and with the poor, no? And part of my inspiration, looking back now, nung namatay si Francis, part of my inspiration was Francis. Kasi 'di ba, napaka paulit-ulit siya, 'di ba? Yung always for the poor, everything that he did, big or small acts, 'di ba? Was for the poor, no? So for me, yun yung number one number one na mabigat na the sense of loss na yung inspiration mo, ano.
Mm.
So pero at the same time, I was thinking about this. The very first thing that lumabas sa papacy ni Francis is mercy. For me, mercy,
Mm.
which is for me the central message of the gospel, no?
He promoted nga this book by Cardinal Casper, di po ba? Sa
Mm.
Germany, the book
Yeah,
about mercy. And
yeah.
yun talagang binabandera ng Santo Papa ng
Oo.
inspirasyon niya.
And tuwan-tuwa si Casper noon, kasi for a while Casper was also ostracized, di ba?
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
And nung in-endorse ni Pope, talagang that was a big lift. Tsaka alam mo, one of the things that influenced me na I was telling you earlier is Bishop Claver, no?
Mhm.
Parehong kumbaga yan si Bishop Claver, si Pope Francis, parehong tabas niyan di ba?
Mhm.
Talking about civics. I think one of the leading lights and figures of civics social action in the Philippines is Bishop Claver, no? Naging ano rin yan, naging presidente rin ng Caritas Philippines, no? Tsaka ng NASA.
Mhm.
Naging chairman ng NASA yan So, one time, back in the early 80s, I was still a Jesuit. There was a province congress, no? I think if I'm not mistaken, we're preparing for a general congregation that elected Colvenbach, Father Colvenbach as general after Arupe got sick, no? And ang nangyari was no after na pala to after it was not for Colvenbach, sorry, after na. So there's a congress in the different parts of the country. Mindanao for the Jesuits in Mindanao, Cebu for the Jesuits in Cebu and that area, no? And then Baguio, and then the last was in Manila, no, sa Ateneo. So I joined the Manila Province Congress. So Father Noel Vasquez, who was in charge of the Social Apostolate, who is an economist actually, no? Ang kanyang field is development economics, no? He was in charge of the social apostolate. So nag-present siya, no? Ginagawa namin with the farmers, with labor, etc. So tinanong siya ni Bishop Claver. Sabi na, Noel, can you explain why we as Jesuits, why we are working in the social apostolate, no, with labor, etc. Sabi ni Noel, so si Noel gave a brilliant response, no? Inanalyze niya, ganun-ganun. Tapos, Bishop Claver, hindi mo na siya na-encounter, ano?
Actually, Fad, so hindi ko nga kilala, hindi ko nakilala, unfortunately, ng personal si Bishop Clover. Pero as a historian, pag binabasa ko siya, naisip ko, siguro ito na ang Oscar Romero ng Pilipinas, as close as we get to a Saint Oscar Romero.
Yeah.
Ato
Yeah.
na po ba? Actually, Saint Oscar Romero, right, Fads?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know, before I tell you that story that really made a mark on me, no, as a priest, no. One of the jokes ni Bishop Clever, and siya mismo nagkwento nito, no? Nagkukwento siya mismo. May mga tao, 'di ba, mahilig humalik sa ano, doon sa singsing ng mga
Yeah.
obispo. Siya hindi niya suot. So pag may kumukuha ng kamay niya, nagjo-joke siya, tinuturo niya yung back pocket niya. Nandun daw yung ring. I know what that means, di ba? Kiss my ass, di ba? No, but that's the kind of person that he is, no? Napakataon-tao siya. He's so down to earth. Nakakatakot siya kasi very serious, tahimik. Pero ano siya, napakabait and yung sense of humor nga very dry, no? Pero yung, of course, during the time of martial law, during the time of EDSA, he was one of the leading lights, one of the leading voices of the church. Ano? Kaya nga Oscar Romero, di ba? And for me, mga late second half of the 80s na to, no? Meron kaming province congress. I was a seminarian. I entered in 83 eh. So, mga ano na to, 86, 87 maybe. May province congress kami to prepare for something for ano big eh. So meron sa Mindanao, sa Cebu, sa Baguio at Ateneo de Manila. I joined the Ateneo de Manila group, ano. So nag-present si Noel Vasquez ng why the Jesuits are in the social apostolate. Kung anong social apostolate programs ng Philippine Jesuits, no. So after his presentation, tinanong ni Bishop Claver, Noel, why are we doing this? Why are we in the social apostolate, no? Which is really the civics arm of the
Mhm.
Jesuits and of the church, no? Sabi ni Noel, in-explain niya, no? He's a development economist, so ang ganda ng explanation niya. Tapos sabi ni Bishop Glaber, ito yung pagka-dry of sense of humor niya, Leloy. Noel, I thought your answer in Baguio was better. I'll repeat it for you. Could you tell me if you still believe in it? Sabi, ganun yung sinabi niya, tawa ng lahat. Tapos very simply sabi niya, we are in the social apostolate to present the gospel worldview. And alam mo, boom, yun eh, di ba? And when you think about Francis, no, Pope Francis, ano yung first message ni Pope Francis? Yung tumatak talaga sa atin, di ba? Mercy.
Hmm.
We have to
Yeah.
proclaim God's mercy, di ba?
Yeah. I remember, I read about yung ano, lumabas siya with yung libro ni Cardinal Casper about mercy. At
Mercy, di
nausog itong laos na kardinal na to, old
ba?
cardinal in Germany, biglang nauso ulit dahil mukhang
Dahil
bibig na
kay Pope
papa.
Francis. Kasi di ba si Casper medyo na-sideline din yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Oo, kaya siya nalaos na sideline niya nung time yung previous papacy, di ba? So but kasi Lele, tingnan mo if you talk about the civics of Pope Francis, nandun yung key eh. Nandun yung key, yung experience of mercy. Una sa lahat, 'di ba, yung experience of mercy was alam ng tao to, 'di ba? Popular story to. Baka mamaya merong banggitin mo yung kwentong na banggit mo na pinag-usapan
Yeah.
natin before, no? Pero yung first encounter natin yung kahalagahan ng mercy kay Pope. Kaya siya nagpare because the
Hmm.
experience of God's mercy after going to confession.
Yeah.
Kaya 'di ba lagi niya sinasabi, we are called not in spite of our sinfulness, but because we are called because we are sinners. So sa kanya God's mercy, no? And alam mo, if you think about it, one of the central mysteries of our faith, no? Which started actually our salvation is incarnation. 'Di
Mhm.
ba? Christ entering the world, no, as a human being. And remember yung definition ni Father James Keegan ng mercy. Sabi niya, mercy is the ability to enter the chaos of another person and help that person make meaning out of that chaos. So, ang mission ng Panginoon is mercy that was
Hmm.
fulfilled in the cross and resurrection. That's the meaning of our chaos, di ba? So, yun si Francis. For me,
Oh, Okay yung chaos, Father, kasi ibig sabihin, kung may makita kang gulo, hindi mo tatalikuran.
Hindi pwede, dapat
A lot of
pasukin mo.
a lot of fundamentalists are like, ay, masyadong magulo yan. Wala akong neat rules for that. So, tatalikuran ako na lang. Magdadasal na lang ako na
Yes.
hindi na ako dyan. And siguro maglalatin mas na lang ako dahil walang gulo yun eh. Malinaw yun eh. Yung mundo, yung incarnated world, kumbaga,
Oo, oo.
really confusing, di ba? So, kailangan, yung sa Tagalog, kailangan buo ang loob mo pagpapasok ka dun sa lugar, dun sa
Correct,
mundo.
correct. Oh, yeah, yeah. And for me, even let's say, given, even if you're a traditionalist, dapat mag-draw ka ng strength and ng relationship mo sa Diyos dyan sa tradition. But the tradition must lead you to service, eh. Di ba?
Mm.
At the end of the day, it's all about loving service, entering the world of other people. No? And I think that was what 'di ba yung kwento rin ni Francis, 'di ba na pinag-usapan natin and I think I've shared this in one of the masses. Nung nalaman niya na may chance siyang manalo na mapiling papa nung naging papa si Ratzinger, si Pope Benedict. Ang
Kasi
inisip niya pang
ito, hindi alam ng mga tao, Fads, runner-up na siya in 2005.
yes, yes, oo, oo. And that's why at that time inisip na niya I will choose the name John the 24th. And for people lang na yung mga bata pa, si John the 23rd ang nagsimula ng reform sa simbahan. Second Vatican
The
Council.
smiling pope, the laughing
The
pope, mahilig
smiling pope.
kumain, mataba, gano'n.
The
Diba?
good
Joyful
pope.
pope, the good
The
pope.
good pope. Oo. So, siya yung nag-ano ng Vatican II, no? Which really, no, sabi nga nila, yung school of thought ng ano ng Bologna, 'di ba? Na Vatican II is a rupture in the church, 'di ba? Kasi talagang and the basic concept I think is kasi 'di ba ang kahulugan ng Catholic is universal eh. Na ito ay simbahan ng buong mundo, no, ng buong sangkatauhan, hindi lang Roma, no. And yun yung basic movement ni John the 23rd, no, which Francis continued, no? Kasi kaya ang pinili niya is John the 24th. So finally, nung na-elect siya, di ba, yung famous story na, at nagkwento rin ito si Pope Francis after, di ba? Nung na-elect na siya, nung 2013, so he was going to choose John the 24th until binulugan siya ni Cardinal Humes ng Brazil. Sabi niya, Jorge, do not forget the poor.
Hmm.
And at that moment, Francis of Assisi. And dun mo makikita, for me, yung dalawang moments na yon, that's where you see the civics of
Hmm.
Pope Francis. Mercy and service of the poor.
I
So,
mean, kung masusunod si Pope Francis, Fads, di ba, he himself joke na sana ang successor niya takes on the name John the
oh,
23rd.
yeah, yeah.
Idol, parang idol talaga niya.
Idol
I
na si John 24th. Oh.
want to tell another interesting story about Pope Francis. I was listening to a podcast the other day. There was a journalist who looked at yung CV ni Cardinal Bergoglio and he saw that from 1990 to 1992, walang nangyayari sa buhay ni Cardinal Bergoglio. He seems to have been, hindi pa siya cardinal nung panahon, father pa lang siya nung panahon na yun. He seems to
Jesuita
be
pa siya noon.
extremely
Oo.
exiled by the Jesuits from 1990 to 1992. And I was listening to another story by Father James Martin na ang pagtingin pala sa kanya ng mga Argentinian Jesuits nung late 80s, early 90s, diktador. At
Yes.
mismong si Pope Francis mismo, inamin niya na diktador siya. Because he
Oo.
was a very young provincial, my God,
30
in his
plus. 30
30s,
plus.
yes.
Early 30s, no?
Then
Early
after
30s.
that, ginawang presidente ng parang Ateneo nila, nag-asta-astang hari doon, na inis yung mga Jesuits, in-exile siya. And
Mm.
in the early part of his exile, itong journalist na to said that nobody wanted to go to confession with him kasi laging nakasimangot. They called him Father Sourpuss. Now, it's very hard for us to think about Pope Francis, this smiling Pope,
Oo,
as Father
oo.
Sourpuss. And he never talked about that exile. But it seems like he came out of that exile a changed man, because he had mercy for himself. And then the only thing he said about exile, during the rare times that he's spoken about exile, he said, you have to live your exile. In other words, kailangan mo matuto from your
Oo.
exile.
Oo.
And I wonder if you could reflect about that moment, itong weak, yung pagiging diktador, and acknowledging that particular weakness. And then in his words nga, living your exile.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you know, I don't know if that it's there's been any interview or in quotation marks study about the period of his rise to power.
Mm,
As you said, batang-bata siya eh.
mm,
And ako, Lelo, I always believe that a position of power can corrupt you.
mm, mm,
It's very insidious eh. Malalasing ka eh, di ba? Lalo na as a former Jesuit, no? Absolute ang power mo eh pag
as
superior ka.
provincial. Oh.
As provincial, no? Absolute yan eh. Obedience is the hallmark of being a Jesuit. So pag sinabi ng provincial, ganito, ganito, di ba? So I can imagine how as a very young priest, no? Maano ka nun, medyo ma-blur yung ano mo, no? At saka malakas ang personality niya, di ba?
Mm,
And for me, I can imagine, and you look at the details, and then he was living in a time of extreme violence, no, in the larger society in Argentina, no. So kailangan niyang balansehin, ano. And I guess he was very, very to a certain extent, 'di ba, very stubborn siguro, 'di ba, na ano. Kaya ganun yung kanyang ganun yung kanyang naging asta, no, so to speak, no. And I think the exile, and remember, Leloy, the Jesuits even wrote to the general of the Jesuits.
nagreklamo, oh yeah, yeah.
Reklamo, oo.
Nagreklamo siya, oo, oo.
Oo, sinulat nila, 'di ba, na nireklamo. Kaya nga nung naging bago na yung provincial, in-exile siya, no? And I think according to the stories of the Jesuits he lived with, at that point they started to admire him. Kasi lahat ng menial jobs ginagawa niyang walang reklamo. Hinuhugasan niya yung mga elderly na may sakit na nandoon ng 'di ba pag nagdumi sila and wala siyang reklamo, and then
Ah,
eventually
so
nga
that's what he meant
that's
by living your
living your
exile.
exile, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi yung parang okay, 3 years yung exile ko, hintayin ko na lang, 'di ba? But he lived this exile. I think, Leloy, for me, the exile brought him back to the original inspiration of his vocation. Mahalaga yon eh. Bakit ka, kailan mo nakita yung tawag ng Diyos? And for him, it was after confession, years earlier, as a young person, di ba? As a young man, yung experience of God's mercy. Kaya
Mm.
siya nagpare eh. Tapos remember, he entered first as a diocesan priest, not as a Jesuit yet.
Oh, okay, okay. I
And
didn't
then
know that.
later on, he felt hindi siya fit doon sa diocesan formation, went to the Jesuits, no? And you realize that his personality is more of a Jesuit actually, no?
Mm,
Uh,
mm,
and makita mo alam mo, Leloy, the Pope was coming full circle.
mhm.
Beginning with the call of mercy, nagbiyahe, nagkamali, and then the call of mercy again in his exile. For me, that is for me, I think, very significant. No? In my reflecting on the Pope's journey, no? And from there on, yun na yung naging champion na siya, di ba? But remember, through all this then, Leloy, he was always, there's always a bias for the poor, no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always. Yun hindi nawala, di ba? And I guess yun lang, pag nag-hold siya ng position of power. But you see the change, di ba? One of his first famous statements was tinanong siya about gay priests, di ba?
Mm, mhm.
And Pope na siya noon.
Marami pa rin umuusok ang tenga dahil dito sa sinabi niya. Lalo na dito kung saan ako nakatira, Fad, sa US. Hindi
Uh,
Francis dito, sa mga Katoliko dito. Diyos ko.
Pero 'di ba, who am I to judge, 'di ba? Yung
Yeah.
kanyang eh. So for me, mercy is very central to the civics of Francis, 'di ba?
Mm,
And ako nga,
mm.
I always link that to what Father Keegan, an Australian Jesuit, I think, said, no, that mercy is the ability to enter the chaos of another person and to
And
help that person make meaning out of that chaos, no?
if I may add lang quickly, Fads, ang thinking ko naman dun sa exile and yung mercy for yourself. We have to exercise a kind of mercy for ourselves. Siguro in secular language, that means self-care, right?
Yes.
Pero when we exile ourselves, in other words, pag umaalis tayo sa gulo nung incarnation, kumbaga,
Oo.
it's not because tinatalikuran natin yung mundo. It's because we are recharging our battery so that we can prepare ourselves better for engaging the world. And I think that's another way of framing
Correct.
itong
Yeah,
your
correct.
exile because
Yeah,
it's easy to say exile ako, out na ako dyan. No, no, may pinaghahandaan ka, kaya ka umaatras kasi may pinaghahandaan ka. And that's also vocation, right? You're always ready kung ano ba yung susunod, ano ba yung susunod na tawag sa akin.
correct. Yeah. Oh. Alam mo, Leloy, ano there's a very interesting description of Ignatius, no? The founder of the Jesuits. Sabing ganon, sabi ni Ignatius, live our lives sa mga Jesuits, no? With one foot race.
Hmm.
Always ready to go where you are called, no?
Sundalong-sundalo, Father.
Sundalong sundalo, no? And I think sabi mo nga 'di ba yung exile living it out. Kasi alam mo, ito na lang to, aminin ko to lately lang siguro the last few years, Leloy. I began to understand how the Lord prayed so much more the last few years, especially during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Um, I
Oh, by the
realized,
way, Father, yung kanyang stunning scene na nagmimisa
oh
mag-isa
yeah, for
in the
me,
pandemic, grabe.
oh, for me, if there's anyone
Kilabot.
nakakakilabot walking alone, di ba? Sa
Hmm.
St. Peter's Square, di ba? So, and kay Ignatius, going back to the prayer of the Lord, alam mo, I'm convinced na pag nagdadasal ang Panginoon, isa lang yung kanyang dasal eh. Tinatanong niya ang tatay niya, ang Diyos, ginagawa ko ba ang ginagawa ko according to your will? Am I doing it the way you want me to do it? And I think that was the exile experience, no? And remember the Lord, di ba, in scripture, 40 days of prayer and fasting, yun yung
Hmm.
exile ni Pope Francis, no? That's why he comes out very
Strong.
different, no? Very, very
Father,
different.
I want to talk about two things na I guess for some people, yung mga critics si Francis, although sa atin sa Pilipinas hindi naman uso to criticize this Pope, pero unfortunately nasa US ako, ang dami kong naririnig na kalokohan. Pero
Uh,
two things, Father, that I want to discuss. Una, yung pagiging media savvy nito, yung communication, yung ability nitong Santo Papa na to communicate
yes.
certain truth.
Uh-uh.
And then pangalawa, yung kanyang ability to pull people together. And I guess in the language of the church, that language has become that's become equated with
Synodality.
synodality. But let's turn to the first muna, which is this idea na, well, according to his critics, he's a rock star pope.
Yeah.
He's essentially a celebrity, and he's able to get away with all of these things because he's great with the media. But actually, my sense is that in today's world, there's no civics, there's no conversation to be had if you're not a great communicator, if you're not able to manipulate, and I don't mean that in a bad way,
Yeah. Yeah.
manipulate the media, create spectacle, inspire people like yung nabanggit natin yung ginawa niya during COVID. Yeah, he may be a
Oo.
rock star, but you can be a rock star for something for a greater
Yeah.
purpose.
Well, Leloy, Jesus was a rock star. Ano
Oh
ba
yeah.
to? Come on,
Okay.
guys. Di ba? He was a rock star. Anywhere he went, there were crowds, di ba, that followed him. Ang galing niyang i-communicate yung basic truths that he wanted to communicate through stories, through parables. Di ba? And
Mhm.
for me, okay, guys, one of the most conservative popes of our generation is John Paul II.
Mhm.
And he was the first rock star, media savvy.
Oh yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
he was a former actor.
Wow. At saka, if you look at pictures ng bata, ang gwapo siya, ang isa sa mga
Oh, and
pinakagwapong Santo
you know,
Papa.
when
To
he
be honest.
visited the US, I remember that Time Magazine cover story yung kanyang trip to the US. John Paul II, ah. Tapos may comment, I forget who made the comment. Sabi niya, now you have a pope who knows how to pope
Mm, mm,
because he was media savvy. Tapos lang, di ba, yung one example na minention do sa article sa Time Magazine, pag nagmimisa siya in a football stadium, sasabihin niya at the end of the Mass, let us pray. Tapos, pag magbe-bless na siya at the end of the Mass, so medyo hawak na niya yung kanyang staff na may cross, di ba? Parang bow your heads and pray for God's blessing. So magpo-pause siya. Tapos, he will put his head on the cross, no? Sabi nung article, that's the Pope who knows how to Pope. Alam niya yung dramatic
grabe.
gestures. Eh.
Oh, grabe.
And remember, sabi nga ng mga liturgies, no? Halimbawa yung misa, which is one of the main communications and really not just communications media-wise, ha? but communicating the good news of the cross, our salvation, no, is the mass, no. So sabi ng mga liturgies, pag malaking ganun type of masses, your actions must be ano rin eh, dapat malaki rin yung iyong actions, di ba?
Hmm.
So, and so I think it's very important for us to realize na tama ka eh. You need to know how to communicate, di ba? So for me, that's such a, pardon my saying this, it's such an empty and parang pilit na criticism eh.
So anong implication nito sa atin, Fads? Well, we're not going to be popes and we're not, konti lang naman sa atin will be able to command media in that way. But as communicators, and in civics, communication is very important. Anong implikasyon natin nito sa atin mga, regular people?
Oh, well, ako, ang paniwala ko palagi, Leloy, in any field, for example, in politics, he who controls the narrative controls the situation.
Mm-hmm.
For me, naging matingkad sa akin yan in terms of the wider social let's ano muna veer away from the church for a while, no, and look at the social situation. Obama, his
They
first
call them a rock star too.
yeah
Yeah,
his first victory, yung kanyang nanalo siyang presidente, that was a tremendous narrative. I think
yeah,
what won him that first time around was the compelling narrative, diba? Yes, we can, diba?
yeah, yeah.
And for me, ganun lang yun eh. Hindi lang ganun lang yun, but that's part of the game, so to
Mm,
speak, no? Remember, the Lord said, proclaim the good news.
mm.
Di ba? Proclaim the good news. That's why, sino ba ang patron ng mga media people? Isa sa mga patron, Saint
St.
Paul.
Paul,
Because
right.
he was such a tremendous speaker. His letters, di ba? Grabe yung kanyang eloquence and yung presence. Leloy, yung presence, di ba? And for me, that is Francis. And we need to remember the presence of Francis was very heartwarming.
Yeah, yeah,
Heart eh, puso eh, di
yeah,
ba?
yeah.
Mercy ang presence niya. Hindi yung overwhelming presence, no?
Yeah.
But it's a presence of mercy, di ba? Alam
Mm.
mo, nung dumalaw siya nung 2015 dito, Leloy, I had a guest noon, a French chef. No, he did a fundraising for me. Tama-tama, andito siya nung pagdalaw ni Pope Francis. And
Mhm.
then kinuwento niya sa akin na na meet niya si John Paul. So tinanong, sabi ko, oh yeah, I also saw John Paul. Tinanong niya sa akin, anong difference nung experience of seeing them. Sabi ko, alam mo, when I saw John Paul, when he in Luneta, sabi ko, para siyang may aura, para siyang santo. May
Mm,
aura
mm,
siyang ganon. And then when I saw Francis, I was in one of the where Francis was, and he was around siguro mga 2 meters away from me.
mm,
Sabi ko doon sa kaibigan ko, si Regis na Pranses, sabi ko, alam mo, siguro ganun yung pakiramdam ng mga tao when Christ walked the world.
Wow.
Parang ang
Okay.
feeling
Malakas.
ko, ang lakas, ganun, ganun, di ba? Parang ganun yung naramdaman ko, yung wow, siguro ganito yung
Mm,
nararamdaman ng mga tao. That he really represented Christ, no?
mm.
He really represented Christ. So,
Naisip ko lang, Fads, no? Dito, I wasn't preparing for this, but you mentioned John Paul and you mentioned Francis. One of the ways in which these two, in many ways, in the eyes of people who engage in Catholic culture wars, they think they're very different figures. Pero what binds them is not just the charisma, but a real commitment to, some might say, political issues talaga. So
correct,
John
correct.
Paul, too, this was the man who brought down totalitarian communism alongside other people, of course. Pero, we would not know about solidarity if not for this man. And then, of course, Pope Francis, he put climate change at the center of discussions. And then, of course, he was pro-migrant, and he would say, of course, like, how can
Yeah,
you shut down migrants? I myself was the
he was a
children
migrant.
of a
Oh,
child of Italian migrants, right?
oh.
So we can learn something about yung kind of prophetic voice because actually ngayon, Fads, hindi uso maging pro-migrant. Ang daming anti-immig ang uso ngayon with the right-wing resurgence is anti-immigrant rhetoric, shutting
Yeah,
down doors for potential neighbors.
So now alam mo, there's a very interesting interview of Pope Francis, I think 2017, El Pais. He was interviewed by El Pais of Madrid, no? And he was talking about, and just to show you his ano no, his involvement in the social order. Sabi niya, natatakot ako sa populism na lumalabas ngayon sa West, sa Europe ano and sa Amerika. Sabi niya kasi ako, ang experience ko ng populism is that yung sa Latin America, Leloy, di
Ah,
ba, which is
kaya.
liberation theology, church from below. Yan yung synodality, no? The second point that you wanted to discuss, no? But very quickly, kinuwento niya that time, yung populism nangyayari ngayon, hindi ito yung from below. It is really totalitarian.
Hmm.
And then he mentioned, remember Hitler was elected
Yeah,
democratically. He was such a
yeah.
charismatic figure. Sirang-sira ang Germany that time after World War One, broken people. And Hitler comes along and says, I will restore us. I will heal our nation. And he was elected. That's why there's a very interesting book by Duhigg. Meron siyang description ng inauguration ni Hitler.
Hmm.
Pagbasahin mo una, akala mo inauguration ni John F. Kennedy. And then
Nakaka.
he says, this was Hitler's inauguration. So sabi ni Pope Francis, no, and he robbed the people of their soul,
Hmm.
no. So for me, yun yung isolationist tendency
Hmm.
ngayon na nangyayari sa atin, di
Hmm.
ba? Which the Pope very much stood against, no, and reminded people, no.
So I
So
think that's a perfect segue to yung question ko about synodality because
yes,
I'm not a theologian. It's a new word for me. Ngayon ko lang narinig to. Ngayon na namatay si Pope Francis, tas nagbasa-basa ako about it. Pero when I heard a British Catholic theologian said that synodality is essentially just Pope Francis's way of saying, let's journey together. Let's
together. That's the
encounter
meaning
the
of the
world
word, di
together.
ba?
Yeah.
Synodos, walking together.
So walking together. And it
Oo.
strikes me that that is such a that idea of walking together. One, that's civics, that's
Uh,
Proyecto Pilipino.
yes,
But
oo,
number
di ba?
two, that's an antidote to populism. Walk, walk,
Correct.
walk people.
Yeah, listening to one another as we walk, di ba? And ako, Lelo, yun na nga yung dasal ko palagi eh. Kasi akong pakiramdam ko, kasi remember, Francis, this is a 2, 3, 4 year process eh. Yung
Mhm.
synodality.
Right.
Nagsimula yan sa mga parishes. Tapos umangat sa diocese. Tapos umangat yan sa Philippine Church. Tapos regional. Tapos yung Synod in Rome. 2 taon yan. October 2023, October 2024. No? And remember, I felt that this was the legacy of Pope Francis.
Mm.
Ito yung iiwan niya sa simbahan for us to become a synodal church, walking together, listening to one another, no? And
Mm.
kinukwento nga, and we, someone who attended, si Dr. Padilla, one of 10 women, Leloy,
Mhm.
who joined the synod of bishops and was able to vote also, no? That was a new, ano yun, earth-shaking yun, ano, for being a synodal church. Sabi niya, at the end of the synod, 2024, nung binasa yung final report, nagpasalamat daw si Francis and he announced he will not issue another document. He signed the report. Sabi niya kasi, ito ang synodality. Kayo ang nagsalita. I cannot issue another document because this is
Mm.
precisely what I want, this kind of church. No?
Ganun din si John the 23rd, no? Paglabas nung nag-meeting na sila sa Vatican to exit na siya.
Oo, exit na siya,
Oo,
bahala na kayo, di
Nike's
ba?
idol. So ginagaya talaga niya yung idol niya, no?
Oo, for me.
Yeah.
And ako for some strange reason, Leloy, for some strange reason, kasi the week I was born was around the time that John the 23rd was elected Pope. 58,
Also
1958.
Saint John the 23rd, no,
St. John
Father?
the 23rd.
Because
That's
of,
right.
because of, isa pa nga pala, siya yung ginawa niyang santo, yung idol niya.
Oo,
Oo, yeah.
sinabay niya kay John Paul, I think.
Oo,
John Paul
magaling din ang
II.
maganda ang politika.
Magaling din ang
Mas
politics
magaling
niya.
siya na politiko,
Oh,
no?
yes. Oh, na. Okay, I'll tell you something. I'll not tell you who told me, but a ranking official of the Vatican, no? Tinanong ko nung medyo may sakit na, 'di ba, medyo naka-wheelchair na si Pope. Tinanong ko siya, uh, Your Excellency, he was an archbishop, no? How is the Pope, no? How is his health? Sagot niya sa akin, ayan, no, physically he's weak, but he's all there. Sabi niya gano'n, he's all there. And he has a tremendous gift to navigate the politics of the Curia.
Mm.
And for me, Leloy, bringing this back to civics, mahalaga yon eh. Mahalaga yon, di ba? The ability of the Pope to handle the politics of the institution. Kasi any institution would have, and let's talk about it, di ba? Kasi sa mga, di ba, part of the models of organizations is there's a model of power and politics, di ba?
Mm.
Kasama yan sa organizational model. And I think you need to deal with that, no? That's part of civics, eh.
Mm.
Di ba? And I think the Pope dealt with it very well. And dealt with it in a sense na this is my vision.
Mm.
This is my vision. A church that is poor, a church that serves the poor, and therefore, kailangan isunod natin lahat. The institutions, what we say, what we communicate to people. It's mercy, eh, di ba? It's mercy and service. And this is a Pope of mercy, no? And for me, that is at the heart of the civics of Pope Francis. Mercy, and let's do it together. Let's enter each other's lives. Di ba sabi niya sa mga pare, don't go to the flock. Don't simply smell the sheep, but smell like the sheep.
Ang galing din ng mga metaphor niya eh, no?
Yes.
Yung ano, field hospital church.
Yeah. And
That's another metaphor of his
and,
na
and remember,
very
ano rin
striking.
yan, inspired din yan ni John the 23rd.
Mm.
'Di ba nung nag-declare si John the 23rd ng Vatican Council, sabi niya, the church must dispense the medicine of mercy. Sabi ni
Mm.
John the 23rd. So in continuity to Francis, 'di ba?
Si Rizal naman, ang gamot ay dapat idala sa dalhin sa
May
may sakit.
sakit, 'di ba?
Oo, ganun din.
And these are prophetic voices, Leloy, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
and alam mo, in a world of so much confusion, you need prophetic voices. Eh. And I hope the next pope will be prophetic in his own way and in his own context, di ba? So,
So anyway, Fads, we need to close, and I
yeah.
just want to highlight certain things that I learned from you and in our discussion of Pope Francis. I began this episode by saying that Pope Francis was a transcendent figure, and by that I mean he is a figure for Catholics, yes. Pero sometimes you just encounter an extraordinary person. Ano bang relihiyon yan? An extraordinary leader. At pag huwaran kumbaga,
Wow.
huwaran. And a lot of the lessons we learn, of course, they apply to the church. They should apply to the church. Oh my God, I hope they continue to apply to the church itong mercy, synodality, at sana hindi baliktarin. But I do hope they apply to outside the church as well. You know, in the Philippines, we spent, and I'm going to get a bit political here, we spent 6 years na wala tayong mercy talaga. Na sinabi natin patayin na lang mga tao.
Yeah. And
And, we could spend we don't walk together, you know, we walk towards leaders. We expect our leaders expect us to gravitate towards them. These leaders don't ask us to walk with them. They don't say, you know, magkapit bisig tayo, magbalikatan tayo, right? Balikatan is actually synodality in a way. It's
yeah,
walking.
bayanihan, di ba? Isunod natin.
Bayanihan, yes. And I hope because this is Proyecto Pilipino that our Christian and Catholic friends makita nila na huwaran ito na someone in the same faith as them. But I hope that people from other traditions also see na itong mga values ito, mercy, synodality, learning from your exile. These are universal, and that's when you know you've encountered a transcendent figure, when
Yeah.
yung lessons siya apply to possibly all of humanity.
Yeah. Thank you, Lela. I think that's
Yeah.
such a perfect description of the civics of Pope Francis, no? So, wala na akong dadagdag. Maraming salamat.
I was expecting you to close the episode,
Oh,
Pads.
sige.
Yeah.
Chance, di ba?
Okay.
Walking together. I go back to the gospel of the two disciples on the road to Emmaus. You remember that, di ba? Two disciples give up na sila, lost hope kasi namatay. So they were going back to their old ways, no? Yung dati nilang trabaho after presumably following Christ for 3 years, no? And then Christ walks with them, the risen Lord. Hindi nila nakilala. And tinanong niya, what's going on? Why are you so downcast? Sabi niya, are you the only visitor in Jerusalem na hindi alam ang nangyari? Then kinuwento nila kung paano pinapatay. And then yung line for me na matingkad, and we were hoping that he was the one. And then sabi ng Panginoon, sandali, remember the story. So he repeated everything, the prophecies, everything about him. And I think that was what Francis did eh. Kinuwento niya ang kwento ng mercy ng Panginoon. And then di ba nga yung ending nung dalawa when they finally realized it was the risen Lord at the breaking of bread. Ano yung sinabi nung dalawa? Kaya pala, were not our hearts burning within us? And that was what Francis did to many of us. He reminded us of God's mercy and made our hearts burn again for the gospel, for the good news. Remember, the Lord said, I came to proclaim the good news to the poor. And that's Francis. That's the civics of Francis. It's the gospel worldview.
Napakasimple. Napakasimple.
Simple,
May
di ba?
magandang balita para sa maralita. Napakasimple na
Correct.
civic.
Yeah.
And maraming salamat, Fads, for this conversation. And
No,
I
thank you
hope I I hope by the time people are watching this, we are celebrating a great new pope
the
for
great
for
new
the
Pope.
church now. Yeah. Yeah, kasi meron na siguro by the time lumabas ito.
Oo.
Anyway, kasama po ni Father Tito, ito po si Leloy Claudio and this has been Proyekto Pilipino. Maraming salamat po sa ulitin.